Charlie. This is where I first used to come and practice when my moms used to kick me out and say I was making too much noise. So go to my friend's house right here on the 3rd floor. It's at 2391 Davidson Avenue. Back in 1975, 76. This is where I used to practice and basically learn how to do what I do today on the turntables. You know, bring the equipment outside, throw shit right here, have fun, you know what I'm saying, like in the summertime. And just set up the equipment and, you know, just play for the people, you know what I'm saying? The trains used to be parked there. That's where all of the graffiti writers from the area used to write their names. Used to walk down the tracks from the stations, park right there. I lived across the street. I used to watch them late at night while they do their masterpieces. Back in 1975. I moved here in 1969. I stood here to 79. And I started DJing hip hop in 75, but I was DJing already. With just spinning 45 soul records and just playing one record at a time. Not doing the hip hop thing. But you have to buy 2 records, same records, and play them simultaneously and just keep cutting them back and forth. I got intrigued by that. I seen Kool Herc, and I could see that was my living room right up there. I used to look out my living room and see the guys painting the trains. Right up there, I had a nice good view. I made a lot of friends that way. That's how I learned how to draw. I used to copy all the cartoons from the trains onto paper. My mother saw that I had talent, so she sent me to art school. Back in the days in the graffiti times, a lot of us, we used to have our escape routes, so they'll never catch us. On the other side of the tracks, we used to paint. Then go in between cars and come down this pole. We used to squeeze through, get onto that ledge, find our way down and slide down the pole. And then run across the street and go into my house and wait till the cops to leave. They'd be all running through the middle car, walking through the cars. But we were on the track, so we had an advantage, and they couldn't see us. So while they're walking through, looking for us inside the, you know, the conductor's booth or whatever, thinking we would hide there, either we would hide underneath the train, and they'll walk right by us, and then they're like, where did they go? Where did they go? Usually we'll just slide down the pole. And that was it. Never catch us. You want to try climbing it? I'll film you. That's how I became really into doing the graffiti. That was the first element of hip hop. Then the music was always in me, so I draw my attention towards the music because it was much more fun and it's much more challenging to find different records, you know, to play out there and make people dance. This is like my old school where when I first came here, I started the 4th grade. 1969, and then, you know, I quickly got out of this school because it only went up to 5th grade, so I was only here for 2 years. But this is a famous schoolyard where all the graffiti writers back in the day that I ran with had their names all along these walls. The only thing I regret is only throwing one jam here, and it was right here in the corner. We stole from that light pole, the electricity. The cops came. They used to always drive up and down here, and they came and gave us a hard time. This is where it all started, hip-hop, with Kool Herc DJing. I would come walking along this path, the side of the highway, coming from swimming from the towers. We would have a big, nice pool there. All day we'd be swimming, and I'm walking, and I'm hearing this loud music. I'm like, oh, Christ. It's like humongous speakers out there, loud music. And Kool Herc was DJing, and I saw him play like 2 of the same record each time. It was like crazy, and he was just spinning the break parts. And I was like, oh man, I gotta get into this, man. This is nice, you know? So like we all walked in here from the side entrance, came in from right there, and we would just watch them play, bro, till like 2 in the morning. And I would get out of Roberto Clemente at 8 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? And we'll stay here, you know, and just listen to the music. And they will play all kinds of records, man. Like some records I knew and some of them I never heard before. And I was like, damn, this shit is hot. You know what I'm saying? So that's what gave me the bug to DJ the way I am today. It all happened right here, 1975. Remember that. Kool Herc played here from 75 to about 77. Right now we're standing in the infamous Poe Park where I became a true legend in the Bronx of DJing. This is a central area of the Bronx on the concourse between Valentine and Grand Concourse on 192nd and Kingsbridge. This is where I used to throw my jams at, right in that circle. They had electricity plugged in and everything. We used to have a monster system. And when I couldn't get the circle, I was set up right here. Right here was my records against this bench. This is where it used to happen, right here or up in there. Crazy. For 4 years, I've ruled this park until 1984. Back in the days, if we didn't get the circle, I would plug up to this pole right here. It's anchored right now, but we used to open this thing up, pop it open with a thing, and it would just pop open. There'll be a socket where you could plug in a light fixture with the plug, and then run my wire straight into the park from this pole. That's how we used to get our electricity. We used to steal it from the poles. One time we drained the park pole, which is over there. It couldn't give us enough juice, but we used that just for like a couple of things, and we got our main power from this pole right here. This is where we used to get the juice. And of course, down the block is where I used to live from 1979 to about 81. Then I moved and got my own apartment because my mother kicked me out. She didn't like my loud music.